Good morning, boys and girls. I am so happy that you all are here with me this morning. I hope you're ready to listen and to learn more about school because we are going to learn some more about places at school and how we can be safe at school. So I hope you're ready to listen and learn. So before we get started, I wanted to sing The Wheels on the Bus with you guys. I love singing it with you in person, and I like singing it with you while you're at home learning too. So I hope that you'll sing along with me. Are you ready? All right, get your arms ready. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down, all through the town. The blinker on the bus goes blink, 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 blink. The blinker on the bus goes blink, 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 all through the town. What do you want to do next? The wipers? The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. The baby on the bus goes wah, 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 wah. The baby on the bus goes wah, 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 all through the town. Then the mom might say, shh, shh, shh. Ready? The mama on the bus says, shh, 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 shh. The mama on the bus says, shh, 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 all through the town. All right, boys and girls, that's always fun. Now, it is time for us to listen and learn. So go ahead and put your thinking caps on, turn your ears on and get them ready, and get your eyes ready. All right, so this first, we have a new wow word. Here's the picture of it. And I want you to look closely at this picture. This boy is at a tide pool. So this little boy's at a tide pool on the edge of the ocean. What is this boy touching? Can you see it? Can you see that? Does anybody know what that is? He's touching a sea star. What do you think he wants to know when he's touching that? He's touching it, so maybe he wants to know what it feels like, right? He's kind of feeling of it. I wonder what it does feel like. This boy likes to explore the tide pool and the animals that live there. So our new word is explore. And here's our word. That's that big new wow word that you know. And I'll put it on our word wall later. Explore. So this little boy is exploring a rocky place. I see some rocks. So he's exploring a rocky place on the edge of the ocean. A lot of small animals live there. So a sea star is a type of animal. And this boy is interested in exploring right there. When you explore, you try to find out all there is to know about something. I bet a lot of you like to explore, don't you? I like to explore. I like to go to new places and try to learn new things and see what I can find. If I saw that sea star, I would probably want to explore too and feel it and see what it feels like, wouldn't you? So there's our new word, explore. All right. Now this week, here's our focus question. This is what we're going to be learning about and what we're going to be focusing on and learning about all week. It says, how do we learn at school? We are learning all about school this week. So I want to read a story to you guys called Safe at School. Now notice this book and the cover of it. This is the cover, and I don't see pictures that somebody drew or colored or painted. This is a real picture of real boys and girls, and this book is going to be about real kids at real places, so everything is real. So these pictures, somebody didn't draw them, somebody took the picture. So we're going to read Safe at School, and we're going to talk about different places in the school and how we can be safe while we're here, because it's very important to do the right thing and know how to be safe so that we can keep ourselves safe and others, right? All right, so let me turn. Oh, I see another little girl. She looks like she's ready for school, doesn't she? She's smiling. She is ready for a happy day. All right. School is a busy, happy place. There's so much to explore. Do you all know that word? Explore. They are exploring right here. If you are safe at school today, you'll learn and discover more. So when you're safe, when you're being safe, you get to learn more. All right, let's find out about how we can be safe. Going to school. Riding to school, safety. So before you even get to school, you have to be safe, don't you? So when you're riding in the car on your way to school, be sure to buckle your seat belt in the car. That keeps you safe in case you were to wreck. Stay seated and quiet so the driver can see and hear. So whoever's driving the car, they need to be able to see and hear. And if you're being loud in the car, could you disturb them? Do you remember that word disturb? You could disturb them so that they're not really able to pay attention the way that they should be, right? What is this? You guys see that? That's a school bus. We don't ride school buses right now, but you might one day, so it's important to know how to be safe on the bus too. If you ride the bus, wait for the driver's stop sign before you cross. You guys ever seen a stop sign before? You see it right here? Yes, it's that big red sign, and when you're driving or walking, you'll see it and it'll say stop. That means you don't go any further. This is a picture of a red light. And you'll see that on the road too. Red means stop. Yellow means slow down. And green means you can go, means it's safe to go. So it's important to follow the stop signs or the stop lights and know what to do. Walking to school. I don't think anybody here walks to school, but it's important to know what to do when you're walking anyway. So you obey all street signs. Obey means that you know what they mean and you listen. Number 2 says, look both ways before you cross the street. I bet you guys have done that before. If you help your mom or dad check the mail and your mailbox might be across the street, you always look both ways, make sure it's safe first, and then cross the street, right? You have to watch for cars. Number 3 says, cross at the crosswalk. You guys can see right here, this is a crosswalk. And that is where people are allowed to walk. We have a crosswalk at our school, and you all use it whenever you come in the mornings. You park your car, and then you look for the white sidewalk looking thing right there, and that's where you walk. And again, you need to look both ways, right? And then the last one says, walk with a group if you can. So it's important to stay with the people that you're with instead of all by yourself. You see this sign right here? I see that it has a person on it. When you're walking in the street and you see something like this, that means you can walk now. There aren't cars coming. This one means, you see that red hand? Remember, red means stop. So this red hand also means stop, don't walk. And here they are on the crosswalk. A crosswalk is a safe place to cross the street. Be sure to check for no cars. Have to wait till it's all clear. All right, this next part is going to teach us about classroom safety. So this little boy and this teacher are in their classroom. So it says, you are using counters. We have some things that look like this in our classroom. These are little blocks that he's using to help him with math and to count. It says, oops, they spill on the floor. Could that easily happen? Of course it could. What should you do if they fall on the floor? How can you be safe? You need to pick them up, right? Because what if you just left them and you didn't pick them up and then another friend comes walking by because they don't know that you spilled them? What could happen to that friend? Could they fall? They could fall and hurt themselves. So it says, how can you stay safe? I see this friend picking up the blocks, and that is the right choice. That's how he can stay safe. This friend is in the science center. It says, you are looking at a fish and hermit crabs. You pick up a crab. How can you stay safe? So make sure if we ever have anything like that, that you're just very careful, right? These friends are painting. They are in the art center. You are in the art center. Paint spills on the table. When paint spills, it could be slippery. So we need to stay safe and try to make sure that we clean it up. That little girl is cleaning up. So that's a good choice. Here I see cubbies with backpacks. We have cubbies too. They look a little differently than this, but we also have cubbies, and that's where we can keep our jackets, and whenever we get to go outside and we can take our masks off or things like that. Our things go in our cubbies. We don't want to mix up stuff in other people's cubbies, right? And your cubbies have a picture of you so that you know it's your cubby. So it says you are ready to go home. Your backpack is on the floor. How can you stay safe? If your backpack's on the floor, should you just leave it there? Goodness, no. Again, somebody could walk past it and trip, or you could trip, and we wouldn't want that. These are right in the middle of the floor where people walk. That's not safe. But now they are hung up, so that would be safe. And that's a good choice. Oh, look at these friends. I see their lunch and them all eating together. Where do you think they are now? What room do you think they're in? They're in the lunchroom, right? We get to go to the lunchroom for breakfast and lunch. It is important to be safe at lunchtime. This is the big one. Keep your hands where? I say this a lot. Where do we keep our hands? To ourselves. Keep your hands to yourself. This is another big one. Stay in your seat, right? We must stay in our seat because first of all, I have to make sure you're in your seat so I know where you're at because it's my job to keep you safe. So stay in your seat. We don't spin around in our chairs, do we? Our legs go under the table, right? And we keep them there so that when people walk by us, we don't trip them, right? We have to make sure that we are keeping our legs under the table, our hands to ourselves, and staying in our seat. It says, raise your hand if you need help. I am there to help you, right? So if you need help opening something, if you just raise your hand, I promise I will come to help you. But should we get up with the thing that we need help with and come to me in the lunchroom? No, remember, because we have to stay in our seat. So stay in your seat, raise your hand, and I'll see that you need some help, and I'll be right over to help you. Then it says, wipe up spills. So if you spill something, again, just raise your hand, and I will come help you clean that up so that no one falls on what has been spilt. And the last one says, eat your own lunch. It's important to eat our own food. We don't want to share food because when we touch it, it has their germs on it. We just eat what's on our tray, and we keep our food on our tray, right? We shouldn't dump it out on the table. We have trays to keep it on so that we can keep it from getting germs from the table or keep it off the floor and all that good stuff. I think this is one of your all's favorite places. Where are they now? They are at the playground. It is important to be safe on the playground. Use playground equipment properly. What does that mean, to use playground equipment properly? So the things on the playground, what does that mean? So the slide is part of the playground. We've talked about this. Do you ever walk up the slide with your feet? No, we slide down just like they are on our bottoms, never our bellies. So slide down on your bottoms. And the same thing with the swing. I don't know if I see a swing on here, but we swing on our bottoms too, never on our bellies, because that helps keep us safe. We could get hurt if we don't. Oh, here's a swing. See how he's on his bottom? And take turns, right? If it's someone else's turn on the slide, you wait till they get all the way down, and then after they get all the way down and you see that they're up, then you can have a turn, but you have to wait your turn so that you don't bump in to that friend. This part says, wear the right clothes for the weather. And I see some warm hat and some warm gloves. So if it's cold outside, we need to make sure that we have the right kind of clothes for it, right? We don't want to get too cold outside. Also, if you have some good tennis shoes, that's also good to wear outside because you're not getting mulch in your shoes, or if you're running, your shoe's not going to fly off. So tennis shoes are another good thing to wear when we go outside. If someone gets hurt, tell the teacher right away. So if your friend gets hurt, or if you get hurt and you're able to come tell me right away so that I can help take care of you. All right. Now sometimes at school, we will have things called fire drills. Can everybody say that? Fire drill. A fire drill is a practice for a real fire. We just want to make sure that we're prepared just in case there was ever to be a fire. You may have done that at home with your family. Follow your teacher's directions. Just like we are always really good listeners, that's a very important time for you to be the very best listener that you can be. So here are some rules for fire drill safety. What the first one says, listen carefully to directions. So that means when there's a fire drill, you will hear a loud noise, but it's okay because that noise can't hurt you. You'll just hear it, and that will tell you that it's time for a fire drill, or that there could be a fire, and we have to make sure that you can hear Miss Townsend and listen to my directions, okay? Number 2, quietly line up. Just how we quietly line up all the time, you would very quietly line up, and we'll practice all of this. Number 3, walk carefully outside with your class. You must stay with me and the rest of your friends the whole time, and you don't talk in line. Number 4, wait with your teacher until it's time to return to the classroom. So once we're outside, we'll wait quietly, and we'll wait for someone to say, okay, everything's good, and we will get to come back in and finish learning what we were doing. And number 5, it says, act as if there were a real fire. Now, it's a fire drill, and that just means that we are just getting prepared in case it was real. But we're going to pretend like it is real so that we know exactly what to do and we can stay safe just in case. But we probably won't ever have to have a real fire. But it's important to be prepared. And this last page, this friend looks like he's having fun drawing some pictures. I love the pictures that he drew. It says, be safe at school, discover and explore. When you choose to be safe, you will learn so much more. And they are so right. Whenever you're safe, you can learn so much more. So I hope you learned a lot about being safe at school, and we'll talk more about this later on. But right now, I want you to help me think about some of the places at school. What were some of the places that it talked about in this book? There are different places at school that we have to make sure we know how to be safe in. So let's see. The first place it talked about was in the classroom, right? So I'm going to put that up here. Places at school. One place at school is our classroom. That's where we spend most of our time. Classroom. Okay? We need to make sure that we stay really safe in the classroom, right? It talked about the different centers and how if you drop something to pick it up, right? We've talked about this a lot too, is use our walking feet in the classroom. We never ever run in the classroom. That is not safe. We could fall. We could bump into somebody. So make sure that you use your walking feet in the classroom and pick up things when you drop them. All right, where else did they go in this book? Where did they eat their lunch? What room is that called? They went to the lunchroom. So, lunch room. All right, so they went to the lunchroom. How are we safe in the lunchroom? We raise our hand. We stay in our seat, right? If there's a spill, you raise your hand and get your teacher. Keep your hands to yourself and eat your own food, right? We can't share food in the lunchroom. And one more place it talked about was this very fun place, the playground. So I will put playground on our list. Playground. I love the playground just as much as you all do, but it's very important that we're safe on the playground so that we can stay safe and not hurt anybody. So what are some things that we can do? We should take turns, right, on the slide. Use the slide and swings and everything else out there, all the equipment correctly. Slide on your bottoms, swing on your bottoms. Slides are for going down, not up, right? What if someone gets hurt? come find your teacher and tell me, and I will make sure that I can help that friend. All right, boys and girls, well, we will talk more about this later on, and I hope that you all enjoyed it and you learned a little bit more about how to be safe at school. And I will see you all soon. Bye, friends.